We're back again.
We are.
After some serious technical difficulties.
I think about an hour ago, we said we were going to start recording, and I was like, oh, it's going to be so easy. All I have to do is open my laptop, open the programs, we're good to go. It's going to be super quick and easy.
That's
Here we
not
are
how it
now.
went.
Well, because
Didn't
first
put that weight on.
I forgot to plug some stuff in,
Everything was unplugged in here.
and then two of our microphones took a shit on us.
Completely shit.
So good thing we had 4 microphones, so now we're using 2 other microphones.
So we're going to have to postpone that 1,500 person guest list that we have going. Because
yeah.
we're going to have to get us some new mics.
But I'm really angry because how after, what do we have out? 11? We've recorded, well, this would be a 14th episode we're recording.
But I think some of the issue was the way, so we had an issue with some power sources in here. We had, it was a shit show.
Are we just idiots? Like, is that the problem?
No,
We're the common denominator. Like, they taught me in high school. Like, that's the only thing I remember from math was like common denominators. We're the common denominator.
Yeah, but we were like, fuck it, let's go record. We're doing this right now. We didn't check anything. We came in here, turned shit on.
Because that's what we've done every week.
I know, but you know what the problem was? Is the damn robot vacuum was in here. And it unplugged half of the shit that was in
You're
here.
going to blame it on the vacuum now.
So
Okay.
it definitely didn't help the situation. So I don't know what happened to those mics, but
Do you like my shirt?
I do. Explain to the not viewers.
Yeah, people that are not viewing this on YouTube, it says, come and take it with a roll of toilet paper on it. From, what was it? I just looked at what's the company?
Look at your sleeve. It says it on there.
Oh.
Project Warpath.
I love that. Even though I just said I couldn't remember what the company was, but I was looking at so many different t-shirt companies this week because I wanted new t-shirts, which we love Grunt Style. We love Grunt Style t-shirts.
We do. We like a lot of their stuff.
But Project Warpath, we stumbled across them, last year because of those I Don't Kneel t-shirts.
Yeah, we've had those for a while.
And we love them.
Is their shit is super, are those really soft?
This one isn't super soft, but this was also $10.
Oh.
They're on sale now, so if you want to, probably not by the time this is published.
Maybe not. But go check them out anyways, because they do have some cool
They have
stuff.
some really cool stuff, but I think they're a smaller company. Like, I think they're
Where are they
starting
from?
to grow. I don't know where they're out of. But they're, I guess, like customer service or their emails, they're a little annoying in the sense, like, they send you a lot, but they're really quick, like, with responses. And their shipping, they sent through the USPS, and I got it
Snail mail.
and I got it 5 days later. So like
That's not bad.
they must have packaged and shipped out like the day that I ordered or whatever. So I got like 4 t-shirts for $60, which is kind of hard to order when you get on like some of these sites.
Yeah. It adds up quick. They get expensive.
But I like the toilet paper on. I thought it was very appropriate for 2020 and 2021.
That's very true.
Come and take it.
Hopefully that doesn't happen again, or else we're going to be using those t-shirts for... What is fucking going on with the gnats in here?
I don't know. But I thought this was a good podcasting t-shirt. Like, I will never wear this out in public. This is not my style for public.
You
but
don't want to wear a big roll of toilet paper in your t-shirt to go to...
No. But
go down to the Cracker Barrel in the Walmart and get some...
No. But I feel like I want a collection of like good podcasting t-shirts. Oh my God. Why do you need the tactical pen?
Because if you get out of control, I'm just going to...
This is being recorded. You do understand that it's domestic violence, that this is like evidence that if you do stab me with the tactical pen, we also have video recording.
I can't stab you with it. It's similar to a
that's what
Kubaton.
it is. It's like you could stab someone.
You probably
for
could.
it.
We'll try it on a later episode. We'll do it for the gram.
Can we discuss that one time? I don't know what flight it was. This is...
Should we put this out, or is this a matter of national security?
This is a matter of national security. We need to put this out. So I'm going on a plane a couple years ago, before all this COVID bullshit, and I was with my mom, actually. CBR. Shout out to you that you never listen to our episodes, but it's fine. I still give you shout outs because I love you. And we're sitting there, and obviously, because of you've made me a little bit more hyper aware of like safety and things like that. And I just pay attention to people, And I'm paying attention to people, and I'm watching this lady knit with her metal crochet
6-foot needles or whatever they are.
Needles or whatever the fuck they are. And I'm like, okay, so you make it not super difficult, but it's a process in order to check a weapon or check a gun to get on to a plane, which I understand. I mean, I don't think anyone should just bring a gun on a plane, so I'm not arguing with that process, but you make it a process. You make it difficult to bring... pretty much you can't bring any weapons on a plane. again, not arguing
Right,
with
but
it.
anything could be a weapon.
Anything,
especially
correct.
these two hands.
But well, your two hands, of course. But I'm looking at these two metal crochet needles, and I'm like, if someone took that and just stabbed someone in the jugular, like stabbed the pilot in the jugular, I'm like, we're going down.
Which we do not recommend.
We don't recommend this, but I'm just like, I'm having like complete.
That is
like,
true, and it doesn't.
How is that? That's a weapon.
Yeah.
How do I know she's not like pretending to be some grandma? She wasn't a grandma, but like pretending to be some grandma crocheting, but really she's like some ninja assassin with crochet sticks. I don't know.
That's very possible.
She
They are
might
out there. Stealth mode is the way that they go.
Undercover.
So that makes perfect sense.
She's trying to play cool.
She's
got her ninja crochet sticks. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was not okay with it.
It's definitely plausible, I will say.
I'm having like PTSD because of those crochet. I've already had a glass of wine before this episode because of all the stress that's been happening.
If
So
that's the way you feel,
I'm a little
maybe
thrown.
we can get you a support iguana or something that you can take on the fucking plane.
I would rather
with you
have a
next
support rabbit. No, because then they poop a lot. They do poop a lot. I used to have a rabbit. Did I ever tell you about my? I am a little tipsy right now. I'm sorry.
Here's
sorry.
what we
I'm
need.
really drunk.
I
right
know
now.
you're about
I'm
to
not
tell
drunk.
us.
I'm tipsy.
I know you're about to tell a rabbit story.
I keep fidgeting with myself. I'm sorry, whoever's watching YouTube. I
Do
keep fidgeting.
you remember the rabbit story that we were told by one of our superior? We'll save that. We're not going to talk about it now.
We can't talk about it right now.
But if you're listening, you know
He
which
fucks
one
rabbits.
we're talking about.
We can't say that.
Well,
Not
that's
that person.
the show,
Not
guys.
that person. That was a joke. It was a joke, people. Forgive me. I'm just in the mood. But anyways, so I had a rabbit, Stola. Or no, Stash. Oh my God, I can't. Oh my God, I'm going to have to edit this all out.
Should we just restart?
Fucking retarded. No.
Let's just.
No,
Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. We'll see you
I'm
next
going
time.
to just take a deep breath. This is the charm of the podcast.
Wait, what was the first name you said?
Stola.
What the hell was that?
That's that's birthday, happy birthday in Polish. Okay.
What
can
the hell?
we backtrack? So, I like animals.
Elmira.
Marcus likes to call me Elmira, but it's fine.
From the
I'm
Looney
offended.
Tunes.
I'm offended.
It's all right. Suck it up.
So I wanted a rabbit, a pet rabbit. And so they were these dwarf Dutch bunnies. They have these cute little ears. They don't have the floppy ears.
I don't know anything about bunnies.
They're so cute.
Like, is there a lot of different
But
breeds?
there's a lot of breeds of bunnies.
Okay.
But they were itty bitty little dwarf bunnies.
Like the size of a wild rabbit that we have local, or?
They're little. They're little. Like Stash was like probably about like this
Okay.
big. And like half the size of like a normal
Yeah.
domestic cat. So for the people not watching me go like this with my hands. Toby's having nightmares over there, so now we're gonna have dogs barking in the background.
That's Avo.
Oh, Abel's having dreams?
And he won't even
great.
wake up when I nudge him. Hey.
Oh my God! This show's already going to shit. I have so many things I'm going to rant about once we get past this rabbit story. That's fine. So, anyways, I think it was free. These rabbits. Whenever you have an animal that's for free,
Where did you get it?
it was some lady's house. I remember my dad taking us to like go pick up these bunnies.
Seems legit. Yeah.
Okay. So I had the bright idea that I was going to get my class, my 6th grade class, because I was in 6th grade at this time, a class pet. I always wanted a class pet. Did you have a class pet ever growing up?
No, I don't think I ever did.
So I got a bunny for myself. And I got I got approval
Right.
from my teacher, but that we could have a classroom pet. And I named my bunny Stash, which is another Polish name, even though apparently I have an issue with naming animals in the proper gender.
Like
Because-
Princess the boy cat.
Princess the boy cat, because, okay, that I forgot I didn't tell that story on here. Princess the boy cat, I was super, super young, but I wanted a girl cat. And my Uncle Mike, shout out to you, who lives on a farm, he has barn cats. And so the way we got our cats when we were little were barn cats. And so he pretty much went up there into like the loft of the barn. He used to tell us he went up there with like a pitchfork, like not stab the cat, but like to like
Yeah.
scare them like out, and then he
Right.
would like catch a cat and like I don't know if he actually did that. I think he was just being dramatic or whatever. But he catches a cat, whatever cat he grabbed you, that's what you got.
That's what you got.
You get what you get.
Merry
You don't complain.
Christmas.
And so he got me this orange tabby cat. Well, it so happened to be a boy. Well, I was so young that I really didn't give a shit that they told me that it was a boy. And I was like, I want a girl cat, so I'm going to name this cat Princess.
Assume the cat's gender anyways.
Right, but yeah. So I was ahead of my time. I mean, I was,
good for you.
I didn't want the cat to have to identify maybe with the gender that,
right.
Maybe he actually wanted to be a girl.
Yes.
So I named the cat Princess. And Princess did not like me very much. And I had this infatuation with, because Princess didn't like me, putting Princess between two laundry baskets and then tying the laundry baskets together. So the Princess had to be wherever I was.
So this is hilarious because the same shit happens today.
No, wait, I do not tie them with laundry baskets.
Hold them down.
I do hold them down.
And you make them, they're gonna love me.
They do love me. They love me.
They do.
Okay. So then, for whatever reason, something happened with the Princess. I think Princess was mean. I don't know why.
Because it was getting locked in laundry baskets.
I don't know why he'd be mean, but he was mean. And this lighting is terrible in this room, by the way. How did this get moved? ADHD over here. ADHD.
I'm not even gonna.
Okay, so Princess was not very good. So my parents, for whatever reason, said Princess has to leave. And they told me.
Go back to the farm.
But he didn't go to Uncle Mike's farm. They told me that he was going to my mom's boss's farm somewhere like in southern Ohio or something like this.
Oh.
And so me being the broken-hearted child that I was, this is why I have so much PTSD and trauma from my childhood. This is a joke, people.
From Princess the fucking cat.
And so I just want to make sure the thing was recording because the way today's been going, I want to make sure this is being recorded. Princess got sent to this farm. And so I was so traumatized that I used to write Princess letters. And then because Princess loves string, so I would staple string to his letters.
Okay.
Her letter. It's letters.
The cat's letter, yeah.
The cat's letters. So that Princess would have toys to play with down on the farm.
Did Princess ever write you letters back?
No, I think Princess died within a couple weeks of being down on the farm. Princess was not meant to be an outdoor cat. And then there was Dusty, the other barn cat. And I'm pretty sure Dusty, who ended up having crystals in his urine, which is not good for male cats.
Oh.
I don't know how to explain this, but he ended up peeing all over things, so he got booted outside, and then I'm pretty sure he drank like poison or something, so then he died. I mean, I just didn't have good luck, but our cats are doing really good now. I love them, except the one that got stuck outside the other day because he snuck out. But anyways, back to the rabbits. We got to get back to the rabbits.
Let's get back to the rabbits.
So I had my rabbit Stash. That was actually a girl rabbit, but Stash is Polish for Stanley. So again, ahead of my times for the gender thing.
Doing?
I was ahead of my times. Ahead of my times. Not trying to force gender upon my animals, you know? Like, gotta keep it, let them identify the way they want to identify.
Well, yeah.
And so my classroom rabbit, for whatever reason, I don't remember how it came about, but we, is my brother sending us text messages again?
Apparently, if we don't respond, he's going to come take a shit on our roof. And I quote.
He called us pussies, and then he said he's going to come take a shit on our roof. That's fine. Whatever. We'll go toilet paper his house later.
We'll respond in a minute.
That's fine. So we voted on this rabbit's name, and for whatever reason, we decided on Stola, another Polish name. But we kept these rabbits to begin with, and then like there was some agreement that like some people would take the rabbits home on the weekend, like however it was.
Right.
But I ended up having my bunny. I keep calling it Bunny. My bunny Stash for a while. Stola was a little asshole and used to bite people.
Oh, that's good.
I don't know if it was like the fact that it kept going home with different people, like every weekend.
He was probably getting tortured by the kids and everything else.
So, but we took care of our bunny. Like my dad built a whole like enclosure for the bunnies. Like it was great. So we had Stash. Get on Stash. We had Stash for a while, and I think it was my graduation party. PSA, people, rabbits cannot eat grapes. They cannot have them. And someone fed my bunny grapes. And guess what? Stash was dead on its back the next day. We found out, because we used to give, the cool thing about having a bunny was like, if we had the ends of lettuce, like the ends of like romaine lettuce or whatever,
Yeah, you just
we would
throw them in there.
throw them in the
yeah.
cage. Like we would give her it, whatever gender they identified as. Like we would give it the extra of all the vegetables in addition to like the rabbit food and you know everything else that we had. So that was cool. But my bunny, and I always wanted another bunny, and no one ever will get me a bunny. But they
No.
stink.
Not a fan of bunnies.
They stink, but they're cute. I just like anything that's cute.
Like me.
You're cute.
Thank you.
But yeah, that's my bunny story.
Well,
It's not that funny.
That's a very interesting story. I'm glad we dove into that right off the rip. But,
Princess is funnier though, because I used to send the string, and then my mom obviously didn't send the letters,
well,
but she saved them all and was like, "Look at all these letters you used to write to this damn cat." And I'm like, I tortured that cat. I'm sorry.
well,
I'm really sorry for him. So,
on to a better place for
yeah,
Princess.
I've gotten
male
better.
barn cat.
I'm not as much of an Elmira as you like to call me.
Yeah, I would have to disagree politely.
What do
with
you
it.
mean?
If you don't know who Elmira is,
Hmm.
just look it up from the Looney Tunes.
I like to love my animals.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
I spoil them.
Yes.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with that.
No. It's
The
perfectly normal.
ASPCA is not going to be coming to our home. Do you know who the ASPCA is?
Who is the ASPCA?
The Animal Cops. Did you not ever watch that as
What's
a kid?
ASPCA?
I don't know what it stands for.
Well, you might want to look that up.
I don't know. Google it. Put it in the googly. I don't know. I used to watch that show on Animal Planet.
Yeah, it was a good show.
I want to be an animal cop. Look at me today. Not an animal cop.
Look at
but it's
that.
fun.
Fighting crime,
Ooh.
saving lives,
Kicking ass, you know?
kicking
taking
ass, and taking names.
names. Just killing out there.
That's what you do.
Yeah. So, I got the top.
I know, you're chomping at the bit.
I'm chomping a bit because this kind of like intertwines with COVID. So we can kind of start there.
You know,
Let's start in COVID.
You know what set this topic off, though?
What set this topic off?
Going to Walmart.
It did set it off. I was getting feisty at Walmart. I was getting so angry.
God, what is wrong with that establishment?
Okay, so let me say this before we get started on this conversation. This is my disclaimer. I'm not trying to be a judgy asshole, and I'm not trying to fat shame people. So you already know what the conversation is going to be about. But I'm not trying to be mean.
Right.
I'm just giving my personal opinion, nor am I the skinniest and healthiest person out there, nor are both of us claiming to be the skinniest and
Right.
healthiest people out there.
Not at all.
But we are talking about the extremes here. So that is my disclaimer. So this intertwines with COVID, because this whole vaccine bullshit, I should say bullshit. That's the wrong word to use. Okay, if you got vaccinated, cool. Good for you.
Talk
Glad
about
you-
the vaccine controversy, because I
The
feel like it is a controversial subject at this point in time.
When I say bullshit, I mean like this shoving it down people's
right.
throat
I
and
know
like
what you mean. Yeah.
making it this political thing versus this choice that people should make for themselves.
Right.
Is what it should be. This should not be political in any way, shape, or form. And so the issue that I have when it comes to the vaccine is that one of the major comorbidities for people who die from COVID that they don't want to report and that they don't want to talk about, and that they report like, oh, this person was 37 years old and they didn't have any issues. And it's like, all you showed was a picture from their chin up. Chins up. And how do I know that even if they didn't look like they were overweight
Right.
or whatever, they probably didn't work. Maybe they didn't work out, take care of themselves, and eat, semi-healthy, whatever it is. We're not discussing that. We're just talking about how many people are dying, and we're not talking about the comorbidities that are associated with that. And one of the major comorbidities that is associated with COVID and death is obesity.
Right.
And our trip to Walmart today was, I shouldn't say eye-opening because it's every day that you go to Walmart or just any store like that. But we're walking around and I'm going, our country is such a country full of gluttony.
Yes.
And here's the thing is, we went out to dinner last night. We went to an Italian restaurant. We ordered pasta. We ordered salad, and we ordered fried calamari for appetizers. I am not saying that you can't eat food.
Right,
I'm not
absolutely.
saying that you have to eat chicken, broccoli, and fucking rice for every goddamn meal of your life.
Right.
Or that you have to eat clean. I hate the word clean. I hate that clean bullshit. I'm not saying that that's what it has to be, but standing in line at McDonald's, Dunkin' Donuts, Chick-fil-A. I shouldn't throw Chick-fil-A under the bus, but they're still fast food.
Right.
But Chick-fil-A, Taco Bell, Raising Cane's, Wendy's, Burger King. I mean,
Well, what did we do when we drove past probably, a half a dozen fast food restaurants in a short...
were
short,
wrapped
yes.
around the fucking building.
It was crazy.
Crazy.
It was crazy.
And I'm like, okay, I don't like to cook I like cooking.
Mm-hmm.
I do enjoy cooking, but I usually only enjoy cooking dinner. I usually cook a nice dinner for you and I.
Right.
Just like I'm going to cook when we're done recording here. I'm going to get all ranty in here and then I'm going to go relax and cook us dinner and it'll be great. But I don't want to cook necessarily a big breakfast, a big lunch, and a big dinner.
Absolutely.
That's cool.
Right.
But we still eat breakfast at home, lunch at home, and dinner at
Yes.
home because I go grocery shopping for us and buy us the foods. I ask you ahead of time, what do you want to eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for next week? It drives you nuts, but it ends up working out. You know, like we eat decently, you
Right.
know? We don't eat strictly, like we have to eat, we don't count calories. We're not doing that crazy shit. I used to do that crazy shit.
Right.
We're not doing that. We're just eating what feels good for us, what is healthier
A little more
for us.
sensibly than...
Moderation.
yeah.
Moderation. And we have cookies in our cupboard. We have chips in our cabinets. Like we have things.
Last week we got pizza.
We did get
Because
pizza.
we were out of town.
We were at Rogan,
We were at Rogan's show.
which is amazing.
was amazing.
It was so good.
And that it wasn't even by choice. It was so freaking busy in the whole entire city of Pittsburgh.
We couldn't even find a restaurant.
You couldn't go anywhere and eat.
No.
Like it was...
It was pizza. That's all you had.
It
the
was
option.
insane.
Milano's pizza. That
Yes.
was the only
Which was
option
good.
we had. It was super good.
But yeah, I don't know. I agree with you, and I think it was crazy today driving down a short stretch of roadway and seeing how many fast food restaurants are, especially in our area, and how busy they were, and how busy they are every day we drive by them.
Right.
Every day.
Right.
Like you said, there's people that eat that shit 3 times a day.
And don't even bat an eye at it.
It can't be good for you. Now, look, I'm all about... We've done it a couple times, sometimes the morning after a hard night of drinking, or when you're in a
Right,
pickle,
and
we've been traveling, and it's like, I'm
again.
going to McDonald's, and I'm getting a cheeseburger and french fries, and we're just going to keep moving. Moderation is
There's
the big
nothing
thing.
wrong with that. Again, I'm not trying to like shame people and say like
No.
you can't ever eat at these places. There's a purpose for them, but you shouldn't be eating at them every
Well,
single
you have
day
to
of your
understand
life.
what you're putting into your body.
Yeah.
And that's not, like, I am not a health nut at all. I eat anything, everything. You know what I mean? I'm not...
You're my garbage disposal. If
I'm
I need to get rid of
probably
stuff, I just
I'm
eat it
probably
too.
not as healthy as I should be, right?
You've gotten
Let's be
better.
honest. I have tried to get better, but I think if you just stop and think, like I was telling you today, you know how shitty I feel
Right.
after eating something like that? Like you feel...
I felt
You
shitty
feel
after
horrible.
eating pizza last Saturday.
Yeah.
Like the
it's
greasy
crazy,
pizza,
especially
not
once
like
you
homemade.
get it out of your system.
Right.
Don't eat it for a while. You eat...
Look, I'm not
homemade or
regretting it.
prepared
We had a
things.
great time. I
Oh,
enjoyed
it's phenomenal.
it. I'm not.
And once in a
regretting
while,
it.
there's nothing wrong with it. There's
Right.
nothing wrong with it at all.
It was fun.
But yeah, I mean, there's when we came home from vacation last year, and we stopped at McDonald's because it was midnight
Yeah, I
and
didn't
there
eat
was
that
nothing
shit.
else
I wasn't
open.
doing that. You felt like dog shit the
I
next day.
thought I was gonna die. I mean, it was horrible. So
Yeah.
you think about the way that makes you feel. Like, what are you ingesting? What
I
are you
know.
putting in you? Like, it can't be good.
But and again, I'm not trying to be like fat shaming people here, but it's just like, how do you wake up every day if you are out of breath from walking 20 steps,
Mm-hmm.
maybe from your bedroom to the kitchen to go grab your cup of coffee, grab whatever
Right.
from your kitchen.
And half the time, people don't even make their own coffee.
No, they
because in the
go
morning
buy
at
it.
Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts, which are both local to
Yes.
us, it's the same thing.
It's in the road.
It's
backing up
insane.
traffic.
People would rather sit in line for 45 minutes, which is crazy.
We didn't argue. We were hesitant. I didn't want to buy the new Keurig. You were like,
Right.
we need to buy the new Keurig. And I didn't want to spend whatever couple $100 it was to buy the new Keurig because our other one was janky and it didn't work as good. The old Keurig that we had that I had from college.
Sounded like a leaf blower every
It did.
time you made
It
a
was
cup
horrible.
of coffee.
But if you think about it, how much we spend on that Keurig and that we use it every single day. I drink 2 cups of coffee every single day. That's all I drink. You drink whatever. It just depends on you, depending on your work schedule.
3 to 12
It
cups
just
a day.
depends.
It just
moderation,
depends, yeah.
moderation. But how if we drank even if I drank 2 cups of coffee a day and went to Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks or wherever, do you know how much fucking money we would spend every single day?
It's expensive. It's very expensive.
Do you remember when our coffee machine broke and we had to go?
Yes.
Well, we didn't have to, but we were lazy and we would go to Starbucks to grab coffee just because we were trying to figure out what next coffee.
Well, and we were
thing
even buying like jugs of cold brew and things of that nature
Trying
just to get something. And even that was outrageous because of the name that was on it. But it's crazy.
But I don't understand how people think that is okay.
Yeah.
You know, and I think this is just such a complex issue because, you know, we live in such a weird world in that sense when it comes to weight and body mass and all that. I mean, we're so polar opposite when it comes, it depends on like what camp you're in. Because right now, you've heard of HAES.
Yes.
Health at every size.
Yeah.
So the Health at Every Size, they are promoting you are big, beautiful, and you are perfect at whatever size you are at. So whether you're a size 0 or you're a size, I don't even know what the biggest size clothing is.
Right.
But you can be 600 pounds and they will say that is your body's set point weight and that's the weight you should be at. In no world is 600 pounds a set point weight. In no world is 300 pounds for a female at 5'4" or 5'5" a set point weight.
Yeah.
You can look at someone's body and can you imagine the amount of deterioration that's going on in the joints and the
heart, you know how hard the heart is working?
Everything is working on your body. And so here's the problem though, is that if you are at that weight and so you have the Health at Every Size because they're trying to prevent people from going on crash diets. So the Health at Every Size movement, because that's what they consider themselves, has its place. And it has, I think, had good intentions.
Right.
Because it came out of the eating disorder world, is what it came out of.
I agree with this. I don't necessarily agree with the Health at Every Size. I don't agree with the health at every size, but it doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It doesn't mean you're an ugly person if you are overweight or if you you know what I'm saying.
So who you are as a person.
I agree with the maybe some of the thoughts behind the statement or the movement or whatever you want to call it. Like, look, just because you have a few extra pounds or you're a little bit bigger, it doesn't mean you're an ugly person. It doesn't take away from your personality or who you are, but it's not healthy.
Look, there is more to a person than your outward appearance.
100%.
Okay? And did I not make the comment to you just this morning that I said at 30 years old, I have never felt better in my life than I've ever felt. And you would think that at 18 years old, you would feel young and healthy and active and whatever. At 30 years old, I can confidently say that I've never felt more in shape, healthy, and just at my peak of where I've ever been in my entire life. And that's because of my own history of everything that I've had. But I feel at my peak of where I've been. And maybe I'll even get even better, you know, as the years go. I don't know. But right now, this is the best I've ever felt, the best I've ever been. I don't know how you can say that someone at such a high weight like that is at their peak and that is okay.
Yeah.
But the problem is that, you know, when I say that there's like two camps, is that you have the Health at Every Size. And so they want to promote body positivity. That's the biggest part of that platform, is that body positivity aspect of it. But if you're not on that team, then you're the team of dieting. And so it's crash dieting, basically. And we know, I mean, you know as well as I do, because you've dealt with me for all these years, dieting does not work. Dieting is not a way of life.
Well, I tried Weight Watchers for a while just to give me some type of like...
I hate myself that I told you to go on Weight Watchers. I hate myself for it.
Well,
I suggested it to you.
Yeah, and I didn't hate it.
But do you understand
what I mean?
that like at that point in time when I suggested it to you, I was still so deep into my own eating disorder that I didn't even see that Weight Watchers was the cause. Well, I shouldn't say the cause. A majority of the cause of my own development of my eating disorder.
Yeah.
But how am I going to impart my own issues and my own shit upon someone else that I love. And I could have, which eating disorders aren't as common in men, but they do occur. But how am I going to impart something that caused me so much pain and so many issues? I've had to explain myself on more job applications for my fucking eating disorder
than anything else
in my life. And it's like, and no offense to men, but you're sitting in front of a group of men usually when you're applying in the law enforcement world. And again, it's not a knock on them, but if they've never experienced
does it even have to come up? I don't say it to knock you. Don't get me wrong. I guess my question is why, especially now because it's in the past, why does it have to?
Because I think for me, we're getting.
I'm not asking you to put anything out there that you don't want to.
No, I don't mind putting anything out there.
I'm kind of.
I'm ready.
Like I've done things and experienced things and had issues in my life that I don't feel it's necessary to bring up in, like, whether it be an interview or certain personal encounters or, you know what I mean? So I guess I'm just looking for some understanding as far as why does that even need to be, like, it shouldn't matter. It doesn't define you, right? It's just like a lot of things that people go through and have experienced that doesn't necessarily define you. So why is it anybody's business? And I'm not even looking for an answer. I have an answer for you. I'm just saying
because I've done a lot of reflection on this.
I don't think it matters because it didn't affect. It didn't affect our relationship. It didn't affect where we went in the path we took.
It did affect our relationship, though.
But
we'll get to that.
But to the fact of where, like, I was aware and I knew about it, it doesn't change certain aspects. Does that make sense? So
I can say confidently now, again, like, I'm not trying to, like, blow smoke up anyone's ass, but, like, I have never, ever in my entire life been in a better place than I am today. And I think a lot has to do with maturity, growing up, and wanting better for myself.
Well, yeah.
Not...
Well, like you said, I think maturity is huge.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
That's the biggest part of it.
I think
growing up,
every stage in your life that you kind of encounter and move through,
right?
I think it's maturing. And like you said, figuring out what you want and sitting back and going, why am I putting myself or anyone else through certain situations or circumstances when, for what?
For what?
It doesn't matter.
It does nothing for me.
100%.
So I think when I reflect back on it, and this is a complete sidebar from all the fat people in the world that pissed me off today, but a sidebar. So going down the eating disorder path of things, because it does coincide with the obesity aspect of it, because it all intermingles. Because if you don't have the obesity aspect of it, then you're probably putting people into eating disorders because you might be promoting eating disorders within the community of people who are obese that want to change themselves, but want that, like, immediate change. They don't want lifestyle change. They want immediate change because they want to see immediate results. So you can be 300 pounds and anorexic, which I don't think people realize.
Right.
And I think, for my personal self, I wish I had the guts to post a picture of myself, or post like a series of pictures of myself, or pictures, I can't talk, over the years of my, like, eating disorder progression. Because if you Googled eating disorders right now, you would see skin and bones. You would see, maybe not today because things have changed a little bit, but in years ago, you would have seen skin and bones. Everything is about anorexia. And it's always skinny, underweight, skinny, underweight, under-eating, doesn't eat, blah, blah, blah. That's all anyone ever thought about.
Right, but that's the knowledge of the times.
Correct. So, but for me, I was at my heaviest weights in the, I guess, like, deepest portions of my eating disorder. Because, like, I've already said it before, I was bulimic. I mean, you could call it, like, anorexia bulimic, because there was periods of my life that I underate. I mean, I refuse to say numbers, like how many calories I ate, but, like, I significantly underate in calories at certain points in my life because I counted every fucking calorie that went into my mouth, every goddamn calorie, and it was miserable. It's not fun. I'm glad that I don't do that anymore. Right. It's so nice tabulate everything on my phone
Yeah.
and just eat, you know? And then there was other times that I was eating a calculated amount of calories, but I was binging and purging because I wasn't allowing myself to eat things. So like I could eat those things if I just threw them up or, you know, whatever my fucked up mentality was. But people think that it's about the food, and it's not about the food. It's about a way of dealing with life, your release, your way of handling stressors that come your way.
Right.
And clearly I was not capable of handling things that were coming my way in a proper way. I was dealing with them, and on the surface level, anyone that saw me knew me, unless it was like my family who saw the shit that was happening behind the scenes. You would see I was handling life fine. Like I was doing good in softball, I was doing good in school, like I was doing all the things fine, but behind the scenes, that's how I was able to do all those things on the surface level.
Right.
Because I was handling my shit on the back end in a bad way, not the correct way. I was handling it in a back way. Do you know how much time I fucking wasted? How much energy I wasted? I mean, my face always looked fucking fat because I was always bloated and puffy and horrible. But anyways,
it's like anything, it's a learning curve. So now you can look back and think, what the hell?
The only thing that scares me is like what damage. I mean, this started when I was 13
I
years
get it,
old.
but moving forward, now you at least have that understanding of
No, I know.
there's no need for it.
So, but going back to your question and like your rhetorical question that you had, I think for years up